I ain't the kind to wear a tie, but not from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says that work can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah. Unprofessional. Yeah. I'm unprofessional.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host tonight, Rob. And with me tonight, I have Donnie.
Hey.
And that's it. It's just the two of us. It's also 4:30 in the morning because Donnie works unbearably late.
Yeah. No bears there.
Webby is off because he is having medical issues. So he should be back for the next episode, though. So don't get your knickers in a twist, as people say. The old people. I don't. It's just a saying I've heard.
Is that underwear?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like an old word for underwear.
I knew that. I was just kidding. I was making sure you know.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Just trying to call me old.
Yeah, that's it.
Boy. So before we started this, we were actually talking about the wildfires in Canada that are. And I gave Donnie some visuals, of course, which you can't see, listeners. I'm sorry, but visuals on this podcast are a tradition of all the pictures of New York City covered in orange smoke.
Oh, look at that one. Oh, damn. Look at this one.
If you want, you can Google it. Just Google New York City smoke pictures. But yeah, like it looks end of the world-ish. Like there's a couple of jokes in there. I don't know if any of you have seen that new show Silo that's based on the books, but people are like, "Oh, look, it's a live episode of Silo."
What?
I haven't seen the show, but I've read the books. But I know that like in Silo, like people were trapped in what used to be like a farm silo that they made into like a bomb shelter, basically, because the world had gone to crap. Like basically it was like nuclear winter outside, but then they had monitors that could look outside, and then people they exiled basically to die would go out and clean the cameras before they like left, so that's what it looked like before the cameras were cleaned, with like the orange like hue where you couldn't really see anything.
You're kicking me out, but I'm gonna go clean your cameras for you?
Yeah, Ed, that's part of the story. Like, I don't know if you're ever going to watch or read it, so I don't want to spoil why.
Yeah, but why? If you're getting kicked out and you know you're going to your death, I'm not doing you a favor.
That's what everybody said, but yet I don't think that anybody ever didn't clean the cameras. There's a story reason for it. I don't know if you want to know, but in case you watch it, but
well, we can watch it. Fuck it.
Okay. Well, then I won't tell you. I also won't spoil it for the listeners in case you guys want to watch it. The books were really good, and I hear that the people that I know that have read the books said that the show is really close, and it's a very good adaptation of the book. So I do want to see it at some point.
Is it out right now?
Yeah. I don't know if all the episodes are out. I know they were doing it like slowly, over like one every week or something like that, like some of them do now. But it's on a streaming service. I just don't remember what one. It might be Hulu.
I probably pay for whatever one it is.
Yeah.
I literally pay for every streaming service.
That could be our next show after this current one. With the little pervy kid.
I'm down. Oh yeah, you talking about the one we're watching right now?
Yeah. But we're going to talk about the one we watched previous to this, which was the one previous to this was WandaVision, but the one previous to that was FUBAR. Or was it after? I don't remember.
No,
the one we just watched was Kunk on Earth.
That's
then
when
it
you
was
the one
FUBAR,
before
then it
that
was
FUBAR.
WandaVision. Yeah.
Yeah.
So two shows we watched together ago. It's FUBAR. So yeah, listeners, spoilers for FUBAR if you haven't seen it yet. If you want to see it, turn this off and go watch it first before we start talking about it, because there's
Well,
going to
I'm
be
assuming
spoilers.
it's in the title, so hopefully you guys read that.
Yeah.
Now you have to put it in the title. You're welcome.
Listen,
Hmm?
I'm going to put Donnie caused the FUBAR.
I don't even know what that means. What is the definition of that word, Rob?
I think it's like the F word, fucked up badly, something like that.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Let's see.
I know it means to like damage something severely, but I thought the FUBAR like stood for something, the letters, but I might be wrong about that part. But I just know it means like, oh yeah, it's fucked up beyond all recognition.
Yeah, it's a military acronym for
yeah.
fucked up beyond all recognition.
So there you go, audience. That's what FUBAR means. So the show has Arnold Schwarzenegger as one of the two main characters. I think he does really well. I think he's very hilarious in this.
Who? Which one? I'm sorry.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah. I went into it honestly. I'll be honest. I know he's a big name. He's very famous for some really big movies, but I went to it sketched out. I wasn't sure if he had the acting chops still. I think he nailed it.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Yeah. Overall, I think it was a great show. It was hilarious. It was exciting too. Like it's basically an action comedy, and it's good at both.
Yeah, that's a very good. It's one of the best comedies I've watched for a while, in my humble opinion.
Monica Barbaro was basically the co-star. I'd say Arnold Schwarzenegger and her are the two main ones, who are their father and daughter. They both work for the CIA, but neither of them know it until episode 1. Because Arnold, his character's name is Luke. So Luke has been a CIA agent for basically most of his life. He ended up getting divorced because of it, and basically his family's kind of broken.
Because he didn't tell his wife, so
yeah,
it caused all the issues you would imagine.
Mm-hmm. And then in this first episode, he's supposed to be retiring. So it starts off with him and his handler, Barry, who's played by Milan Carter. So they are like doing one last mission before he's supposed to retire. So then he gets back from that mission, and Barry tells him that they need him for one more, and he's like, "Why? I'm retired. I got a boat." Because a boat that the CIA confiscated from somebody they promised to give him for his retirement. So he's like, I'm going to take my boat, I'm going to get my wife back and all that and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, we need you to recover this agent who is going to be exposed and murdered if some guy gets there before you do. And he knew the kid who grew up to be the bad guy, because apparently he murdered the guy's father by throwing him off a cliff, in the line of duty. And then he basically took care of the kid, put him through school, sent him gifts, pretending to be this arms dealer, and never told the kid what his real identity was. So anyway, the kid grew up, and he thought because he'd sent him to college and stuff in England that he would be different, but no, he wanted to take over his father's crime business, and he's just as bad. But he goes in there pretending to be the arms dealer that guy knows. And when he gets there, he finds out that his daughter is the agent who was going to be burned and killed. So that's why they wanted him, because one, he knew the bad guy, and his daughter was the one that needed saving. So, she obviously has never told any of the family either that she's in the CIA. So they're both just like, what the heck?
Yeah, wasn't her cover she was traveling the world helping?
Yeah, her cover with her family was she was going places to give I think it was fresh water or something.
Yeah. Give fresh water to places that didn't have readily available.
Doing clean water and stuff. Yeah. And then his was that he sold gym equipment all over the world.
That was pretty funny. That whole thing turns into a thing because they've got awards that they don't deserve.
Yep. Those poor guys for the other freaking gym equipment place.
Oh, poor guys, my ass. They're shitheads.
I mean, yeah, but
They don't know what they're getting into.
They were right about the fake awards, and then that led them to a whole bunch of other things that caused problems, and then they died. But anyway, so yeah, like he ends up rescuing her. They end up like fleeing the country that they were in, with the bad guy chasing them. Now knowing that they were double agents because he thought they were both on his side, but he was trying to sell us like a portable nuclear device, but they stole it.
Yeah, briefcase nuke.
Yeah.
How scary is that?
And they stole it and got away. But then, like, he has to, Luke, who's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, has to keep on the case because they need, like, they think he can make another one, which he tries to do, and then he tries to get the other one back. So, like, until the case is closed, basically father and daughter have to work together on this case, which leads to a whole bunch of stuff because you find out that she's been pretending to be like happy and a daddy's girl all these years when she's secretly hated him and stuff. So like all this stuff comes out.
Hates him for all the things that she currently does.
Yeah. So she's got a boyfriend named Carter who's played by Jay Baruchel, I think his name is. I think that's how I pronounce it. I mean, and he's like a school teacher, and he's like, I guess like he's like super nice and stuff, but she's like constantly lying to him, like her dad did to her mom and stuff like that. And then she was gonna break up with him because her dad kind of convinced her that it was the right thing to do, but then he proposed, and she was like, "Okay, yeah, let's get married." Yep. But yeah, so then like there's a lot of, I'm not gonna go through like the whole storyline, but there's a lot of funny things like between.
That's her violin arm.
Yeah, she gets shot and he's like, that's her violin arm.
Jumps from one vehicle to another while getting shot at and going about probably 50 miles an hour over open ground.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It was good. If you couldn't tell, you probably can.
Yeah, and then his wife ends up is dating this guy called Donnie.
Yep.
Who spells the same way you do, by the way.
Yeah, that's a real winner for you guys.
But anyway, like there's funny things because the dad starts spying on him with the CIA resources he's not supposed to be. And then that messes up one of their things because Barry, the handler, is spying on him. And he's like going to see the mother and he's taking a bunch of Viagra and he's like, and Luke and them are on a train and they have to like open these coolant valves and he's like, how many do I open? And Barry sees the guy taking 4 Viagra and he goes, 4? So then he turns 4 of the valves, which makes the train like go too fast or something. But yeah, lots of stuff like that keeps happening. It's pretty funny. And then they have a doctor, Dr. Pepper. Whose real name is Dr. Pfeffer, but they call him Dr. Pepper, who's like constantly trying to get them to work on their issues. And there's one point where they have like Muppet puppets and they're talking to each other in each other's voices. It's great. It's like, I have all the muscles, the only muscle in my brain.
Oh my god, yeah, it's so funny.
And then he's doing hers, like, puppet with her voice, and he's like, I'm going to marry this guy, even though it's a terrible idea, and my dad has to pay for it all. And then they have a team to, they basically have, like, 2 gunfighter / agents called, Rue and Alden. Rue is my favorite character. She is. I was telling Donnie when we were watching it because I used to do plays, and like her part is the kind of part I would have loved to play. Like she would be the character I'd be like, I want this one. I want to play this part. Like she's just like so snarky and sarcastic and such a like a grump. Like I love her so much. And then Alden is the character I'd want to sleep with.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorite characters, honestly.
Yeah, he's pretty funny too. They call him the Pooh Bear because he always gets the honey pot or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's a master of honey potting.
Yeah. Yeah. He seduces all the women. And I think it was funny because he was like that one guy they thought was a woman and he was supposed to seduce her. And then they're like, it's a guy. And he's like, well, hold on. And then he goes over and he like winks at him and says stuff. And he's like, oh, no, he's not gay. Sorry.
They're like, what do you mean he's not gay? How do you? He might just not want to fuck you. He's like, oh no.
No, I am the Pooh Bear.
Couldn't fathom that someone didn't want him.
Yep. And then there's an analyst from, I forget what, she was from a different agency than the CIA. I don't remember what it was. Maybe the NSA?
I think it was.
But her name's Tina, and the handler Barry likes her, and so Rue tries to get him to not be so nerdy because Barry's very nerdy. Like he's got a bunch of action figures all over his house and stuff.
He hides them.
Yeah, so she makes him hide them all, and he changes those clothes and stuff in order.
Well,
to
she didn't make
impress
him
her.
do any of that though.
No, not him, not her. Rue made him do it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, not Tina. Tina didn't care. Tina liked the nerdy side of him. It turned out later. But like he did all these things, like he infiltrated a prison in order to impress her. When he,
Yeah, he's like he's not a field agent at all. He's like a computer guy.
Yeah,
because he supposedly has a heart issue, but he wanted to show off. So his way to show off was to go into the field that he has never done before, or I don't know that he's ever done it before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was one thing I didn't wrap my head around. Like there are field agents, and then there's the guy behind the desk. Like they're not going to send the guy behind the desk into the field. But it's not a serious show. So
yep. And then the prison guy that they rescued, I think he was that the Great Dane guy?
yes.
Yeah, and he was funny too with Rue and everything. She's like, you shot my toe off. Do you want to see the toe or whatever? And everyone's like, oh god. And then Tom Arnold played a guy that like wanted to torture everybody with crazy stuff.
We never actually saw him do anything though, or did we?
We kind of did when he took the bone marrow from the guy to save the
Yeah,
little
but that
girl.
wasn't him torturing though.
I mean,
We never actually saw how he
sort
worked.
of was.
I mean, obviously it was painful. You're taking bone marrow, but they weren't
With
like
no
doing it to get
anesthetic
them.
at all.
I don't know that they do that. Do they?
Yeah, of course.
I never saw House do it.
Well, House is also a sadistic son of a bitch.
House is also a TV show. I thought that's what you were gonna say. Because they always told him it was gonna hurt when they. Wait, am I getting it mixed up with something else? Spinal thing.
No, I mean they tell you it like it's gonna hurt. Yeah, after that, like they don't keep you awake while they're digging into your bones. I mean, it's gonna hurt when you wake up and you're like got a huge gash in your leg and your bones are all scraped. But not while they're doing it. They don't keep you awake.
I'm not familiar with bone marrow stuff.
I don't think anybody would ever do it if they left you awake just fucking screaming while they're digging into your bones. Ow, Donnie. Ow. But this guy was awake while they were digging.
Okay, that's what it is. They can either put you to sleep or give you an epidural or something similar.
Mhm.
You have options. That's what it was. Because I guess in House they were giving them epidurals.
Gotcha.
I know House is what I got to go on. I didn't go to medical school. Sorry, guys. You know the name of the show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, an epidural would still like deaden your legs, so you wouldn't feel anything until afterwards. It's just very painful once the pain medicine starts to wear off.
They said general anesthesia, which is putting you under, is 96% of what they would do.
Yeah. Yep. Because
What
like,
am I getting it confused with?
too much pain can cause you to have a heart attack. Like if there's just
Oh,
So
there's
you
a
have
lot
to-
of medical conditions that can trigger.
yeah.
What is it that maybe I'm getting it confused? What did they do in House where they were just taking small samples from the spine? Like, I guess if your spinal fluid. What is that called?
Maybe a spinal tap, maybe.
I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. But like, that's just like they can't put you out because you're not allowed to move for that. So like, if they put you to sleep and you have like your body just moved or jerked, you could cause like extreme damage. So that's one of the ones they can't put you to sleep for. But it's just like a quick needle, so it's not you're not in pain for a long time where you would be with like surgery of opening your all the way to your bone.
Yeah, I think that's what I was getting it mixed up with. That makes way more sense.
um, what other characters? There's the ex-wife who is the mom of the other girl who ends up working. Luke hires her to work at the fake equipment place, and this other that's what like she starts getting suspicious because this other gym equipment place says that all their stuff is fake, and she starts looking into it, and she's like, it is fake. And then she's calling the different places where they've sold stuff, and it's the same lady answering the phone over and over with different accents from the CIA going, oh yeah, we
At some point, she looks at somebody's like, if she keeps calling all these numbers, we're gonna have an issue, and she's gonna run out of voices.
And then there's Dot, who is the head of their team that gives them their assignments and stuff. And she's always just like, oh my god, these people are going to kill each other. She's usually the voice of reason, though. And she didn't want Tom Arnold to torture people just to threaten it because she was tortured before.
Yeah, apparently Arnold and the guy that plays Boro as an adult are actually close friends. I don't know. That's all they said.
Gabriel Luna. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. I mean, they looked like they had like chemistry basically. So as friends,
I think there's a lot of chemistry between the actors in that show. Like a lot.
Yeah.
They all seem like I don't know.
Yeah, like
just
Rue
seem
and
like it was very
Alden
smooth.
seem like really good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love too at the end that they had the puppets. And Alden's like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you're not good enough to date my daughter. And then Rue is like, oh, sometimes I feel tingly when I talk to you or whatever.
They definitely set up several hooks for a season 2.
Yep.
There were several things that happened that could lead to entire arcs.
Mm-hmm.
Like the big reveal on the nerdy girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're doing spoilers like that, but
yeah, I did a spoiler warning. So yeah, at the end you find out that Tina actually is working for the Russians. She's called Songbird is her code name. She's feeding the Russians information. And then at the end, during the ex-wife almost marries Donnie. But Luke basically tells her the truth about the CIA and everything to get her to not marry him. And then in the middle of the ceremony that was like stalled, they get attacked by a bunch of gunmen because Boro figured out who they were in real life and attacked the family. So now they're all on the run, including Donnie, who is the ex-wife's boyfriend, and the Carter, who the daughter decided not to marry. And everybody else is all like crammed in the same van, just speeding away.
I think season 2 is going to be great.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be fucking awesome. Which hook would you like to see for the second season? Would you like to see more Boro? Would you like to see what's going on with Songbird? You want to see something completely different?
I definitely want to see what's going on with Songbird, but I mean, it's going to have to be Boro because they're going to have to do something about him. Otherwise, they're going to be on the run forever.
Fair. I could write my way out of it, but yeah, you're right.
Oh, I forgot. They have a brother, or well, Emma has a brother, Oscar, and his wife and daughter are also in the band, fleeing, and none of them have anything to do with the CIA. He created an app, and his daughter almost died of cancer. That's why they stole the bone marrow from a guy. Yeah.
Dylan doesn't do justice to what they did.
Not really.
Got him to promise he was going to do it. He tried to blackmail him for money for it.
Yeah, I mean they had a reason why they did what they did.
Tied him to a chair, called in the torture guy.
Yeah, because they specifically told him that if he said yes, they had to destroy the girl's immune system, and if she didn't get the bone marrow, she would die. And then he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna." After they did it, he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." So basically, he
Didn't
was
care.
murdering a child, and did not care. So.
You guys hear? We told you it was 4:30 in the morning, and Rob is getting text messages.
No, let's see. Who texted me?
We don't have time for your booty calls right now.
It was a Twitch alert. Somebody went live on Twitch that I follow.
Yeah, sure.
Fine. You know what, audience? It was Donnie sending me a dick pic.
Yes, feel free to let me know what a massive whore I am by sending it to me at Jack's Forest Walker. All one word. I'd love to hear all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, send me yours.
Everybody send your dicks to Jack Forest Walker.
No, just send
geez.
pictures of your gooch.
Yep. Everybody's got a gooch.
That's funny because totally not Webby is going to have a picture of every gooch. Totally me, not Webby.
Yep. He's coughing because some people have already sent it.
Yep, that's totally it too.
And in the comments, I want everybody to call Donnie baby lungs.
No. I mean, I don't care. Yeah, fine. Make sure that you guys send those to at Jack's Forest Walker. That's all one word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make sure totally not Webby feels like he's involved in this episode.
Totally not Webby.
This is being recorded, and I'm gonna have to answer for all of this.
Mm-hmm. So is there anything else you want to talk about FUBAR before we talk about?
No, just basically Arnold's the man. I was doubtful, and now I am not.
Yep. There's
I'm
only
excited.
There's only one season out so far. It's on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. Well, that's where we watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix. So if you got that, go watch it. Good show.
Yeah.
Very
I wish there was
funny.
more.
Yep. They definitely should have a season 2. I mean, if it's popular, it's Netflix, so you never know. But they're just like cancel.
I don't feel like this is gonna get canceled. This is like very refreshing to me. Like just the whole thing. But
Oh God. when freaking Rue was drunk or she took a bunch of drugs or whatever so she could get in the coffin because she's claustrophobic, and then she fucking blew up the van
oh
with the
man.
rocket.
I don't know if
She's
it was
like,
funnier when she did it or when she explained to her boss that she did it.
yeah. She was like, when they were fighting with the other people in the jeeps that were chasing them, she's like, I can't figure out how to turn off my safety. And he's like, that's probably for the best, Rue. Then later on, she blows up the fucking van.
Literally, like the next scene blows the fucking thing up. What was in it that she needed? They told her, why didn't you have this or something like that? And she's like, that was in the truck I blew up. That's how she told her boss.
Well,
in the truck I shot with an RPG.
Because what's his face got shot, and they had no medical.
Oh yeah,
stuff
their
for him.
trauma kit.
Yeah.
Trauma kit was in the truck, and someone got shot and needed it. Naturally, right?
Mhm.
I need this show to come out like soon. I don't think they've announced anything about a season 2. They have not renewed it as of 6 days ago. Actually, 3
It's
days.
pretty new though, so it'll be a little bit.
Oh yeah, we practically binged it like within the week it came out. I think
Yeah.
it might have been the next week. But yeah, you got anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, there's a bunch of funny moments that are running through my head, but I don't want, like I said, I don't want to go through everything. Let people watch the show.
We could. I think we both really enjoyed it like a lot more than we expected to.
Yeah, definitely. Mhm.
Huh.
And then we started watching a new show, which has a very pervy 7-year-old.
Yeah, jobless
If you,
reincarnation.
if you can't tell, it's an anime. They
Yeah,
all have pervy children.
yeah, basically grown man, child's body. The animation has gotten a lot of recognition on that, by the way, Rob. It's hard. I don't know if you can tell because I'm streaming it usually, but the animation is amazing on that.
Mm. It does jitter sometimes, but usually it's pretty good. I mean, it does seem interesting. Like I like the spells and the lore of what they're creating so far. Could
Yeah,
do without
mostly
the
it's the lore for me.
child, but
Yeah, there's a lot of pervy stuff in this. This probably wasn't my best pick.
nah,
But
it's fine. I
it's
still like
not
it
as good as some of
despite
the
the
other ones.
perviness.
But it does pick up quite a bit later. That's something else, guys. While we're sending stuff to my account, totally my account, not Webby's. Suggest some anime.
Yeah.
Send them all to that. But if you're gonna have a list though, send them everyone separate. So each one's a separate email to be
Yeah.
opened by me.
Well, a tweet. You're sending him to the tweet because the Twitter.
Yeah, I said email. I'm old. Sorry, guys.
Danny doesn't know how to Twitter.
Yep. Yes, of course I do. I've given them my Twitter account.
Right, of course.
Can you guys hear me winking?
No, you have to say wink.
Wink, wink.
There you go.
Long wink.
I had to do that for one of the things that I recorded because we do like the acting with characters from the video game, so obviously you can't make facial expressions. So when I was like being sarcastic, I had to say wink.
I don't know that I could do that. I had to think about it to do it just now.
And if other than Twitter, you could join the Distractions Media Discord if you want to get in touch with us and have questions or whatever. So you just on Discord, you just look for Distractions Media. It's a public one, so you can find it. It's discoverable. We have all sorts of things going on in there. Like today, our bot was giving mod powers to random people. I had to disable it and kick it out of the chat. Oh, jeez.
Wow.
So that was fun. Yeah, because it had like it was happening and we didn't know why it was happening because randomly people just started becoming mods and we're like, why are you a mod? What? So we kept having to like take the powers away from them. So just earlier this evening, I saw it happen, and it's because the bot in question. The reason we had it was so that like, because the more you chat, it gives you like levels, and it says, oh, you're on level this, and like you can check and see what level you're at, and the more you chat, the more points you get, and you get XP for chatting, and then you go up levels. Whenever, for some reason, crazy reason, at least the last like couple weeks, whenever someone has gained a level, it's given them the mod role to be a mod in that chat. I'm just like, what? I saw it happen to one of the people that was chatting. As they leveled up, they instantly became a mod. I was like, why? Why are you doing this? I'm like, okay, so this is the culprit, but I don't understand why, and I don't have admin powers to change the bot, so I just kicked it from the server altogether, which could cause problems, but it's better than just waking up to a bunch of random mods.
That's fair.
Yeah. So stuff like that's always happening in there. And you won't be able to see any of the visuals because Simply Unprofessional has its own Discord for recording that is not open to the public, unfortunately. So you won't actually get to see any of the things we post and talk about, but there is a Simply Unprofessional section of the Distractions Media Discord where you can ask questions and whatnot. So feel free to join that and talk to us. Trying to think of what else. I had thought of something before we started recording, but now it's gone out of my head. I was like, oh, we could talk about that, but it's gone. I had something to do with a video game, but now I can't. Maybe Diablo 4?
Webby will murder us.
True. But I don't think it was Diablo 4 anyway. Maybe it was something to do with Overwatch?
How do you guys feel about the whole Blizzard thing? Yeah, send all that to Jack's Forest Walker, all one word also.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't heard or if you even care. So Overwatch is not doing its PvE content like it promised it was. The whole reason they became Overwatch 2 was for the PvE mode. And they just decided to scrap it. So, yay. Woohoo.
Where did I send that one thing to you? The year by year update. I feel like everyone should hear that once.
You might have sent it directly to me. Let me check my DMs.
Not in Discord.
Oh, do you like that Moira skin though? I was like, Donnie always says Moira doesn't have a good skin, and then I saw that one. I was like, oh, that one.
I tried to write you back. I do like that, but I don't think I like it as much as the one I use. But it is very nice.
Yeah, I was like, nope, it wasn't a DM. But I was like, it looks very Disney-ish. Like she looks like the evil queen from Snow White.
Yeah, I could see that. Sorry, I keep coughing, guys. I'm totally sick.
It's okay. Maybe it's in the Edquist world. Nope, that's the Lord of the Rings card game. Oh yeah, that's something we could mention. So, Magic the Gathering is having a Lord of the Rings set that's coming out, and there's a special One Ring card that there's only one of in the entire world, and it's going to be in a random pack, kind of like a Willy Wonka thing. So, if you find it, it'll probably be worth a lot. Donnie wants to throw it in a fire.
What? I would too. I'd put it on YouTube and it would get the most views anything's ever got on YouTube.
Oh, jeez.
Dumbass burns card that could be worth thousands. That would be the title.
Yeah, no, it's not in the Edquist world server either. Maybe it's in the WoW Classic one.
I'm looking through my pictures now because I actually.
So, listeners, are you having fun listening to us scrolling through Discords?
Yeah, this is probably not worth the time it's taken. I found it.
Okie doke.
Okay. So this is the year and then the thing that Blizzard had to say about Overwatch 2. 2019. We're slowing down on Overwatch 1 to bring some awesome PvE content. 2020. Oops, COVID, but all the awesome PvE stuff is internally playable right now. 2020, guys. Okay, so 2021. Any day now, but don't worry, the PvE stuff is great. 2022. We're releasing Overwatch 2 now. The PvE will come later so we can make it awesome. 2023. PvE has been canceled. So for 4 years, you've been lying to us about some part of it. Saying it was internally playable in 2020 had to have been a lie, like just a straight up lie.
Yep.
Good job, Blizz. I promise you that Diablo 4 is the last game I'm ever buying you make.
Yeah, I mean, they specifically said that when the announcement came out that they had decided, I think they said like a year and a half ago to scrap it. It's
Yeah.
like, so that's before Overwatch 2 even came out.
Yep. But Overwatch 2 is a free-to-play game. It's shitty, but it's at least you didn't pay $60 for the same game remastered.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it's not even remastered. It's like they took a bunch of
No.
stuff away.
Just added a
this
couple classes.
one. Yeah.
I do like the changes to the classes the existing classes that they made between the two. I don't have many gripes about that. I think Bastion needed to lose his heal.
Mm.
I like Doomfist as a tank. I know you don't.
Well, I mean, I didn't like him. I never used Doomfist in either case, but
I sucked with him in the first one. I didn't ever give it a shot.
Mhm.
I did try him in Overwatch 2, and you know that. I enjoy him sometimes.
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, I don't like the change to 5v5 because I liked having an extra tank. Because that's one of the reasons I don't tank anymore. Because I didn't mind tanking before, but I don't tank anymore now because there's only one. So it feels like a lot more pressure. And if you're doing badly, basically it's turned the whole game into like basically a tank versus tank. Because if you have a bad tank, there's no real way to recover.
Yep, that is true.
So it's
That
like,
is
oh, you could be killing a bunch of people, but if your tank is just crap, it's like it doesn't matter. You're still gonna lose. So it's like it's become a tank versus tank game, and that's it. Like the rest of the team barely matters. It's like, okay, cool.
And we have a great track record with tanks when me and Rob play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also have a great track record with healers lately.
Yeah. Yeah, like what do you guys think? People want to queue healer. Support, I'm sorry. And then just DPS.
Yeah.
Send that to me at Jack's Forest Walker.
Yep. DPS healers lately. I told James he was a DPS healer. We were all
Well,
playing together, and I was like, "You're such a DPS healer. You just go off and try to kill stuff, and you barely heal."
how do you politely tell your friend that they're a DPS healer? Send that to me as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't say it super politely, and then he shot back at me. Well, someone's got a DPS, and I looked at. I had like 6 kills compared to his like 12. I was like, oh,
That's
oh
still not an
no.
excuse to play out of your role. To me, personally. I mean, do you? But that's funny. I'm sorry. Still laughing at your expense.
Listen, it's sad because it's true. All right. I guess that's it. We it's been 47 minutes. There's just the two of us, so we don't have a third person to bounce off of. So I think being a little bit short of an hour is fine. Plus, it's now 5:12 a.m. so, so I think people could give us a little slack if we stop now. So uh I don't have a science corner because it is 5 in the morning and I didn't think of it when we started this. Um Wildfire's bad. There you go. There's your science. Uh Climate change and causing wildfires to don't don't pollute, give a
Don't
hoot.
fart, guys. Don't fart.
Yeah, don't fart. So yeah, fire bad. Unless it's the only thing keeping you alive because you're freezing to death, then fire good. Yeah,
Or cooking food so you don't.
well, yeah, there's that too. Okay.
Or need light.
Mm, yeah, fire good.
Fire is good. Unless you're on fire.
Yeah, then fire bad. When it's exploding out of a mountain, fire bad.
That's real bad.
Anyway, do you have any kind of life advice, Donnie?
Live and let live. There we go. Just
Nice,
yeah.
nice. Alrighty. Well, thank you all for joining us for another episode. Donnie, where can people find you on the internet?
Guys, at this point, if you don't know where you can find me, there's something going on. You can
Right.
find me at Jack's Forest Walker, all one word. Don't forget any of the things that we talked about. Send me
Right.
all of your opinions.
Send them all to him.
Yes.
At that Twitter.
Yes, at Totally Not Webby. That's gonna be mine. I'm gonna make a Twitter called Totally Not Webby.
And you can find me on Twitter at Confessor_X and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ConfessorX, where if you follow both, I am giving away. I don't know if any of you care about this, but some of you might because you might be here from the contest. I'm giving away a Winter Halo 2022 from Royal High to anyone that follows. You get an entry for following me on well, subscribing to the podcast for one, which if you are listening to this, you probably already have. But also following me on Twitter and Twitch gets you another entry. And I will be doing the drawing for that on the 17th. So, yep. And, and as always, Buck Booster Gold.
I ain't the kind who wear a tie.
Oh, God, I'm tired.
Button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life, but said goodbye.
Go sleep, go sleep, go sleep.
I'm not always polite, but
And I'm gonna kick Craig's butt out of here. Get out of here, Craig.
I'm simply unprofessional.